what you need makes it so that you can make healthier desire decisions.
Let me add something to that, though. I think a lot of your needs and what you determine are needs are basically just desires that have reached the point that you've, like, some of it is definitely objective based, right? You need food, you need water. But if we're going to construct...
That's why how he started it, the Maslow's hierarchy.
Yeah.
Like, I think depending in America, for the most part, if you're making, if your parents make over like 70, 80K, right? Your needs, all of them are being met.
100%.
So that like the baseline we're starting at
exactly.
is a little.
So your baseline starts different, right? So if we're gonna make a pillar of 4 or 5 things you need to have like a good balanced life, well, now your need, of course, fundamentally to just live could be food, water, you know, basic things like that. But if you're gonna say love, you don't need love, but that is an important part of it, right? And so you have to be able to understand that a lot of things you're gonna say you need just need to basically just be things on a hierarchy that you understand. You have to be able to just separate it, right? So like those needs at that point where once you're well fed, you have shelter, you know, drink water, etc., sleep. After that, the other stuff you might add in as needs, whether it's love, career, and a lot of these other things, are still just a desire that have just...
I think you actually need them. I think as each thing goes up, like for example, when we were all like 6, right? We didn't need a job, right?
Right.
But as you get older, that's something you need.
I mean, school was our job back then.
Fair enough. Yeah, there was something. There was like an actual... Yeah.
But I would still say like, as all of your needs are met, like the closer you get to the top, you have like new needs that get added to it. And I think you can't even think about, like, for example, I was watching this podcast. It was this lady who escaped North Korea. Is that the bad one?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, North Korea.
When she said she got to America, and she was like, I didn't even know what being gay was until I got here. And she was like, I was so hungry, I couldn't even think about sex.
Yeah.
But then when she got here and like she was getting her degree and stuff like that, like that started to be a part of one of her needs. And that's why I think like, once the whole like food, shelter, water, sleep is filled, then I do think we need love.
100%.
We need social connection.
100%.
We need something to work towards.
But it's still a desire, even though I couldn't acknowledge it as, in the way we will interpret it, a need. It's still fundamentally a desire. Like you don't need.
It's a problem. I wouldn't say it's a desire, but it's a desire to fix a problem that you feel. Yeah. Like the way I'm thinking about it with the hierarchy, you go from like objective needs. I need food, water.
Yep.
And then as your problems increase, it just gets more subjective.
Yeah.
So like as you get up, like even with like, I don't know, I'm gonna stop it there.
Okay. Yeah. But yeah, that's right. Like even with monks, you think you need love or a partner or friends. There are people who go and live in a mountain or temple in Nepal and will never talk to...
But they're homies with each other.
Huh?
They're homies with each other.
Yeah, but then there's always the people who are alone, you know, just like they just want to be...
Oh,
of course,
true.
yeah. So like there's
Why compare... They're extremist, right?
Yeah, but it just shows you don't need that because they can't go that long without water. They can't. They'll die. They can't go that long without food. They will die. But they can go long without social contact.
So this is why I say this, like dogs, for example, or like any pack animal, right? They don't technically need anything, any other
food, water, yeah.
But like they like being a part of a pack.
100%.
And that's why I think as human beings, like we were created in a way in which like being a part and like sharing love and like having community and being social is a part of the human experience in the same way that like there are certain animals now, like a polar bear, they don't need anything but themselves, right?
Yeah.
But like other animals, they don't. And I think human beings, like, and I'm not trying to compare humans to animals, but I think in the same way that, you know, certain life forms like need certain connection, I think we have that as well.
Yeah.
Could you argue that in your monk example, could you argue that they have such a love for their God or for their higher power that it kind of overflows to basically meet that need, so it still qualifies as a need as opposed to a desire?
Right. So they're like getting that need, but they're getting it from somewhere that we're like thinking. So they're getting their need from God, but we're getting it from social.
So it's still being met.
Right. Right. Yeah, and that's pretty much what I was also thinking. Like, fundamentally, they're still need something, right? They're searching or getting that connection from God or whatever they're, chasing or feeling.
The hard thing about the monks and stuff, though, is like, I've been practicing meditation for a long time, and like shifting it to being a Christ-centered meditation has like changed like my view on this. But like when I was just meditating for meditating's sake, the goal was emptiness. The goal was to not want anything. The goal was to not need anything. The goal was to just like feel nothing almost. And like if you get yourself to a place of feeling nothing and being nothing and desiring nothing, that's what your life will be. So of course, you have a family, you have friends, you have a job. I'm going to go live in a cave because your greatest desire is to reduce yourself to nothing and to reduce your emotions to like not needing it.
I thought some of meditation was more just to observe your thoughts and just observe reality for what it is. Like you observe, you kind of like look and listen to what you're thinking more from a like neutral perspective, and you kind of like just understand things from a neutral perspective.
Some of it. I spent so much time researching and learning about monks, because from like maybe like 11 to like 18, 19 years old, the only things that I could find like truly that I could learn a lot about meditation was from like Buddhist and Hindu people.
100%.
And I wanted to learn from the people who like, you can do this for hours.
Yeah.
And a lot of it is like, it's emptying of self. It's like, and like the way I meditate now with like Christ is at the center, it's not about emptying myself, it's about filling myself, right, with like the goodness of the Lord. But like, I feel like getting to a place of, I don't need anything, I don't want anything, I'm just trying to be Zen. That is basically saying like, I was created to have needs, but F those needs. And I think that's extreme.
Yeah. I don't fully find it as an extreme thing I do think fundamentally there is some, like I do have a little uneasiness with certain things like yoga and meditation, not necessarily because I think they're fully a demonic thing, but I think they come from a different place. I don't think they come from a place of worshiping a God in a certain sense. It comes more from, like you said, emptying yourself of thoughts, emptying yourself of those desires. But no matter how radical you get in that search, you're still going to need certain things to survive. Yeah. I think what they've done is they've gone to this perspective of, yes, you're going to need water, food, sleep, et cetera, but then remove that. You might not need to like have a partner and reproduce kids, even though you feel like it. And all of us would probably want that, right? In terms of just like a successful life. But to them, they're saying you don't need that. All you really need is just the water, the food, sleep, and then you come and you just meditate for the rest of the day. And that's it. Just enjoy the fact that you exist. Enjoy the fact that you get to experience this, because at the end of the day, at some point you won't experience it. And so they're just taking it from that perspective. We might go, yeah, I understand that, but I also want to have kids. I want to have a family. I want to have success.
Like, it's self-refuting almost. It's like they're saying you need to enjoy the experience, and their experience is nothing.
Right, but then what makes it so different when you were earlier saying, why do you need to go to France?
Right. And
they can tell you, why do you need to even wake up and have a girlfriend? Just enjoy life. Like,
I completely agree.
Like, there is that.
I completely agree, and it's like balance.
Exactly.
And like the extreme of I don't need anything, I don't want anything is
right.
I'm gonna go to Malaysia,
exactly,
and go to the top of a cave and never speak to anyone again.
Right.
The other side of it is, oh my gosh, whenever I feel like beating off, I'm gonna go beat off. If there's a girl I think is attractive, I have no like self-control. Like I'm gonna go travel because that's what they're putting in front of me, or like, oh, I need to have this job or get to this career, or have this much success because like that's what they're putting in front of me.